Like most scripted series, the pushback forced young Sheldon to only have 14 episodes for Season 7, significantly fewer than its usual 22 output. Regardless, it was still better than waiting for the 2024 to 2025 TV season for new episodes, especially since the Young Sheldon Season 6 finale ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. This, however, came with a trade-off when it was announced that the Big Bang Theory prequel would end, despite its shortened year. In the 7th episode of Young Sheldon, Georgie and Mandy tie the knot. While Mandy is waiting patiently at the courthouse with Meemaw, Dale, and baby Cece, she notices Mary, George, and Missy scurrying about the hallways in an attempt to locate them. Meemaw discloses that she informed them, and Mary expressed her regret for her actions. After George makes a hint that he had contacted Jim before leaving the house, Audrey and Jim swiftly follow suit. In a quick courtroom ceremony, Georgie and Mandy exchanged vows, with everything between their families seeming amicable. When Dr. Linkletter and Sheldon arrive, Audrey and Jim pay for everyone's supper, which looks to be spaghetti served out of buckets. Sheldon responds that he was relieved he didn't have to come in the first place to the family's apology for not waiting till he shows up. As they were unable to give their daughter a sumptuous Catholic wedding, Audrey and Jim also offered to pay for Georgia and Mandy's honeymoon while they are out to dinner. After Audrey recommends spending the weekend at Dollywood in Tennessee, the two depart practically right away. The couple talks about what their life would be like following their hurried wedding, even though spectators never see them get there. Mandy makes a suggestion that she would like to return to work or school, while Georgie considers having additional children in order to give Cece a sibling or sister. The two also talk about moving to a different neighborhood, or at the very least getting their own place independent of George and Mary. These are probably subjects that will be covered in more detail in the next Young Sheldon sequel. However, that will come with time. While Happy Couple is doing well, Meemaw's situation is not the same. Meemaw is left to watch Cece in order to break up the dispute between Mary and Audrey. She brings Cece to the laundry gambling area, but she departs as soon as she hears the cops are approaching. Meemaw calls Dale to take the baby with him as he is arrested while attempting to flee down the street. Meemaw finds out she'll be put up for a few days while the judge is out of town, and she gives him explicit instructions not to tell Mary what has happened. Soon after, Dale defies Meemaw's wishes and informs George of what has transpired. Mary shows up to take Cece with her. Audrey is furious when she arrives at Dale's and discovers Cece isn't there, so she goes to the Cooper house to confront Mary. Meemaw briefly returns home to gather her belongings while she waits to be sentenced at the jail. Young Sheldon Season 7 Episode 7 opens with Audrey arriving at Mary's, and the two are in the living room, facing off against one another in hostile territory. When things become very bad, George sits beside their spouses during an especially chilly dinner before calling Jim for reinforcements. More dirty laundry is revealed at this point, with Jim feeling especially ashamed of his Democratic brother, and each couple naming their unflattering family members. Missy, who was the only family member who was ignorant that Meemaw was operating an illicit gambling establishment, persuades Sheldon that Mary is concealing secrets in the meantime. Missy informs him that Mary had the prayer garden created in order to conceal a body, which is made worse by Sheldon hearing the other family members talking carelessly. Sheldon even digs up the garden himself, but it obviously doesn't accomplish anything.